Shalom, Kol Halayim La Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Much peace and blessings to all you sincere Akim out there that's pushing this 100% truth with all sincerity, faith, and with charity. This is your brother Ash from the Great Millstone Miami Camp, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying unto the elect. This is going to be a quick lesson based on this tweet that I came across, and from this little Telegram chat, the conspiracy hole, which they have a lot of different news postings, different things that you can do videos on. So I like going through it, but I came across this tweet, and you got this random E, right? Whoever this is, he tweeted, which I guess you call it X now, so I don't know, they still call it tweets, whatever, but Western civilization depends on generations of hyper-competent white men who keep complex infrastructure systems running. Right now, these men are either 1. Retiring, 2. Getting fired for being white, 3. Not getting hired for being white, 4. Not getting into STEM programs for being white. The infrastructure you thought was reliable as the air you breathe will begin failing because of this. Okay? And the fact of the matter is, he's right. He's absolutely right. And this is your kingdom, Esau. You're right. This is your kingdom, and your kingdom is failing. You're absolutely right. Okay? Now, of course, you could not have obtained this kingdom without the blood, sweat, and tears of the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's a fact. But you have built this empire into what it is today. It was by your orders, by your commands, and it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Basham Yahushua, because this is your kingdom, Western, what you call Western civilization, which is nothing more than the Roman Empire revived, the beast system with the whore, the great whore of Babylon, riding the beast that's America. Okay? That great whore America was set up how? By the slaughter of scores of millions of so-called Negroes and so-called indigenous. First you took Gad and Reuben and the rest of the, well, not even first it was that be Simeon, Shemaiwan over in the DR when Columbus first touched down. But all the tribes of the Northern Kingdom, slaughtered them, tried to put them in slavery, didn't work. Then you went and got the Southern Kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and brought them over as slaves. And slaughtered millions of them in the process, while torturing and just being a complete devil to this day. So what's happening right now is just a recompense for that. Your time is up. Simple as that. So obviously you don't have the power anymore. All you can do is complain. All you can do is tweet. you know, A lot of people would say this is just excuses. So it's coming. You're coming to find out a lot of you so-called white people are just two-time losers. You losing now in your own kingdom. Then after America is destroyed, very soon in World War III, because right now America is being destroyed from the inside out. We're talking about the infrastructure. All type of, you got bridges collapsing, buildings collapsing, planes falling out the sky, all type of meltdowns and factories just blowing up and spewing out all kind of poison and whatnot. So what's really going on is the Lord is pulling the plug on Babylon the Great. The Lord is pulling the light, pulling the wisdom from Esau. He's breaking his staff. He's blowing out his candle. Okay, as the scriptures say. Well, look, when they posted it in the chat, they put this caption: the final form of this competence crisis will be apocalyptic. So that clearly shows you this is straight out of the scriptures. That word apocalypse, that's the same word for Revelation. Like you read the book of Revelation, I believe in the Greek, that word is apocalyptos. So we're living in those times, man. The times of the end. As a matter of fact, let me start off with this. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 7. Then answered I, right? This is Ezra speaking to an angel. He says, or to the Lord through the angel. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? So Ezra is asking the Lord, when is this current world going to be finished and the real world begin? The real world is the kingdom of Israel. Not the time of the Gentiles, as the scriptures speak. The time of heathen rule, which were in the rulership of the final heathen to rule, which is Esau, Edom. And that's why the world is the way it is today. Full of death and destruction and chaos and pollution. All type of whales beaching themselves, dolphins. It's just the earth needs new management. Period. And we're coming to that time. Verse 8, it says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. You see that? So the Lord brought up Jacob and Esau. Now you got to know the history. You got to know the story between Jacob and Esau. Jacob, of course, became, well, the Lord changed his name to Israel, and he became the father forefather of the nation of Israel. He had his 12. He had his sons, right? We know Dan is basically unknown right now. The Lord will show us what happens with Dan, but Dan is not in Revelation 7. But then you have Joseph. He had his 2 sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. So Jacob began the father of the 12 tribes. So again, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of him that followeth, of it that followeth. And we know that we're in the end of the world, according to the prophecies. We know this has to be the generation that the Lord is coming back. So as we clearly see, even the so-called white man know his kingdom is going down. So if the so-called white man is not Esau, that means a whole nother nation has to come into power after this man, whether it's so-called Chinese or, whoever the hell, but it's, it's nobody else to rule. We got next. We, as the nation of Israel, starting with Yahushua. The Lord got next. And his next is going to last all eternity. You see? So, what else that I wanted to get? Salakia. You know what? I'm going to end it there. With that, I'm going to say shalom.